Hello, my dear beloved children. To end the conversation about money, I want to return once again to the topic of spiritual surrogate, which is now full of the internet, or, in other words, to the topic of pseudo-spirituality. Unfortunately, many people, instead of patiently and painstakingly working on themselves, prefer to find a spiritual teacher or guru who would do everything for them, cleanse their thin bodies, open the upper chakras, unleash their karmic knots and much more. And as it is in the three-dimensional world, demand always gives rise to supply. Therefore, a great number of such proposals have appeared recently. These include theological schools of various kinds, esoteric currents, seminars, lectures, individual consultations, and much more. And of course, all this is not free. Esoteric businessmen use already known methods of doing business. The more famous and promoted the name of a person, the more expensive his services are. And you can untwist any crook at the moment, if a professional takes it. As a result, huge money is spinning in the esoteric sphere, which is pumped out of gullible people who sincerely believe that they are involved in spirituality, the same repetiles, as well as their numerous assistants and most often biorobots and clones. And all this is not as harmless as it seems. A person who gets into the network to such dealers not only loses his money, but often also the soul, who is captured by astral entities, which constantly feed the ego of a person who is reveled in his importance and spirituality. Therefore, I want to remind you once again, my relatives, that for any money and from no guru you will be able to buy spirituality and raise the level of your vibrations. It should be your efforts and your own path that no one can go for you. The only thing that is permissible in the subtle sphere of spiritual interaction between people is sincere gratitude and a voluntary monetary reward, the amount of which your soul will tell you, if you see effective help and concrete results from a person who gives you useful and effective advice, but does not do your work for you. This is how the exchange between folk healers, healers of human souls and people was carried out in ancient times, which was in accordance with the laws of the universe and did not bring imbalance in human relations. Unfortunately, this wise tradition has almost sunk into oblivion, and healing and spiritual practices have turned into the same market as everything else. But the time has come, my dear, to revive the forgotten traditions of your ancestors, which at the same time will save you from such a hackneyed stereotype of the three-dimensional world, which is such a thing as goods money even as it comes to your soul. The spiritual transformation of a person can never become a good, just as it is impossible to buy it for any money. Always remember this, my family. The Father Absolute, who loved you immeasurably, spoke to